Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. It is Thursday, so we are talking Turner syndrome. So today I want to do a little bit of a different video for me. Kind of. I think the only other video I've done like this was about the SVU episode about a girl with Turner syndrome. If you haven't seen that one, oh man, I can't even put it into words, so I'll put it in the icon. Go click and watch it if you haven't yet. It's an interesting one. Today I want to talk about something that came to my attention via Facebook. I am a part of a couple different Turner syndrome groups on Facebook, and in the main one that's just general Turner syndrome, there was an article being passed around and talked about this teacher in Pennsylvania that called and left a voicemail on a parent's phone and didn't realize the phone was still recording and made some not nice comments about her daughter.
This was just one of the things Beth Suhan heard in a voicemail left on her phone.
She has a pretty smile.
Teacher comes in. Attendance, she comes to school.
She can walk. What? She can walk again.
Who, if you can guess it, had Turner syndrome. So this is a very interesting story. And I say interesting because I think it kind of shows the need for awareness. The need for awareness and the need for knowledge and understanding of how to work with children with certain needs. I don't want to say special needs because I don't even know how you would classify what is a special need and what is just giving a child help. I really feel like that's a fine line with some things, because for Turner syndrome, really it's going to be things like a math tutor or a IEP. There's not going to be a ton of behavioral issues you're dealing with. While it's a kinder way of saying that, it has gotten a bad connotation. And I don't feel like it should have that connotation. However, in this situation, there was not only this voicemail, there was the voicemail where they said whatever they were trying to make the parent aware of and then thought the phone stopped recording and it didn't, and then they started talking about her daughter. I have not found anything that says specifically what was said. It just says it was derogatory and discriminatory in nature. So it was bad comments or making fun of her daughter.
Do you have any strengths?
Take a coal mine. Give me a good coal mine.
I think there was also an element of the teacher just didn't know how to handle a girl with Turner syndrome. But a girl with Turner syndrome doesn't have any different needs than another special needs student. There's a lot of students that even if they don't have a diagnosis, they need a math tutor. They need somebody helping them a little extra with certain things in school. So along with that voicemail, there was also the fact that the mom had not been made aware that they had stopped a program with her daughter, or an education plan, an IEP, I think, an individualized education plan, something like that. That they had one put in place and it was working really well with her daughter, and then the school decided to stop it and didn't tell her that they were stopping it, and then her daughter started struggling in school again and she didn't know why. So there were a lot of issues with this story. There was a lot of things that was weird with how the school handled it. I think giving commentary on somebody else's kid like that is always going to be inappropriate. And you know, even if you do discuss things amongst coworkers, there's no need to be discriminatory or derogatory in any way. And you really should be aware of the words you're using. So this was an interesting one because for me, the biggest takeaway is being aware of what you're saying, of how you're talking about people, and kind of having respect in a situation where a child is struggling and where there's a child that has, I don't want to say special needs, but it is special needs in the fact that she's seeking a little extra help in the subjects that she's struggling with. I don't know. I don't know the specifics of what the help that her daughter was needing was, but I think it just shows a lack of awareness and a lack of understanding of how to handle those kids for some of the teachers. I don't think this is a specifically Turner syndrome thing. It just so happens that Turner syndrome got in the news a little bit because this girl had Turner syndrome. There's a definite need for a little outreach and understanding and teaching and using this as an opportunity to teach that teacher about Turner syndrome and make her a little more aware and understand better. I think this also could be a discussion on how schools can best help those students that need that extra help in certain subjects. If they're overloaded and overwhelmed, that is going to hinder what they can do, and there should be efforts made at least to look into if there's other ways of handling it. If there's a better, more efficient way of being able to help those students instead of it being dropped off like it doesn't matter and the student kind of left to deal with it on their own and just, oh well, try to keep up. That really isn't helpful, and that's not how the school system should work. So I think there's a lot of different angles you could take this story. And I think there's a lot of different lessons you could take from this story. A teacher not being appropriate with her words and needing a little lesson in how to handle that. And apparently a little lesson in how to make sure the phone is hung up before she starts talking about something else. Yeah. So I do think this is a case that can make some of those changes, and it'll be interesting to see how the court case goes because they are in court. The mom is bringing legal action against, I think, the district or the school along with the teacher for discrimination and I think one or two other things, because I think she's going after them about not making her aware about stopping her plan with her daughter also. I haven't found a ton of specifics on this case though, besides the teacher said something inappropriate on the voicemail and the mom is going after them for it. I would like to see what the teacher said. Not in any way excusing what was said, but that kind of points more to what was going on and how best to respond to fix the situation so that that doesn't happen again. I think it's always the best route to make it a teachable moment and be able to speak to the problem, and all of those things combined just show a very much need for education on how to handle it and maybe a little education on what's appropriate and what's not. So that is my take on it. I would love to hear your thoughts on this story. What do you think? Have you seen other articles that maybe have a little more information in it? Because the ones that I could find didn't have a ton of specifics as far as what was said in the voicemail. I don't know if they're just not releasing that because of the court hearing or not. Let me know your thoughts on this story. I would love to hear your thoughts. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, give it a thumbs up and share it with everybody. Make sure you're subscribed if you're not already, and make sure you have notifications on. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye!